Hi everyone, my name is José Castillo and today I'm going to teach you 4 different topics, very important topics. The first one is avoiding repetition, the second one is complex prepositions, the third one is relative and participle clauses, and last but not least, it's reported speech. These 4 topics are going to help you a lot if you are trying to learn English. So let's begin. Well, avoiding repetition. This is a very interesting skill that you have to learn because if you are wearing an essay, for example, in a Cambridge certification, they will ask you to write an essay. Depends on the topic that they are asking to you, and repetition will make your essay less interesting, and by consequence, you will have a lower score, and we don't want that. So I'm going to teach you how to avoid repetition. Well, as you can see, I have many pronouns, the pronouns we use in English. The first one is it, we, I, you, he, they, she, all the pronouns. And the thing that you're going to do is, instead of using a noun, use a pronoun. I'm going to teach you how. For example, John went to the store and John bought groceries. I will replace John by using he, and the final sentence will be John went to the store and he bought groceries. As you can see, I'm not repeating the name John, I'm avoiding repetition, but my idea is the same. You can practice this every time you are writing something and you have a name. Instead of repeating the name many times, use the pronoun. Use the pronoun that you think you might need. It will be he, she, or it. Those are the most common pronouns that you will use. But for that, you have to learn this little image that will help you a lot. Then try to employ synonyms. Using different words with similar meaning can add variety to your writing. As you can see, there are many synonyms on this list that you can use. Also, this will help you to expand your vocabulary. A perfect example would be, my neighbor's house is very big. Instead of using big, I can use the next sentence. My neighbor's house is enormous, or something like that. There are many synonyms for the words that you have. You can practice that by looking at a dictionary for the same words with the same meaning or similar meaning, and you can write it on a sheet of paper, the words that you think it can be a synonym for another word. Also, by watching TV or listening to music, it can expand your vocabulary and it will make you use synonyms. Also, to avoid repetition, you can restructure your sentence. If you already tell an idea and then you think you can repeat that idea, you want, so you have to restructure your sentence. Here are some examples. We officially launched our product today. You can change that by using we formally released our product today. Is the same as we always saw, using synonyms or something like that. Both were changing like the sentence but with the same idea. This is a very useful skill because in my personal experience, sometimes I write an essay and I try to tell my idea at the beginning, and then I want to come back to that idea, but I don't want to repeat that. So I will structure my sentence. I hope you're enjoying this tutorial as much as I did. I enjoyed making this tutorial a lot. Finally, to avoid repetition, you can use transitional words. This will help you to create a current structure on your sentences and make your writing more fluent. With these words, you can connect your ideas in a better way. For example, the first one that I have, or the first sentence I have is, I like basketball. I also enjoy playing basketball with my friends. I can use transitional words and it will be like, I like basketball. Additionally, I enjoy playing it with my friends. As you can see, in the sentence we know we are talking about basketball. So we use a transitional word that is additionally to connect my 2 ideas. This image right here will help you a lot with all this stuff. It will depend on what you are talking about and if you are talking on a formal or informal way. You can practice it writing essays in your house, and every time you want to connect two ideas, try to use conditional words using the image that you have here. Well, and the next topic that we are going to review is right there, complex propositions. And as you might wonder, what is a complex proposition? I'm going to explain you right now. Well, complex propositions are prepositions made up of more than one word. They function in the same way as a single word preposition by showing the relationship between two or more elements in a sentence. So let's check some examples in this tutorial. For example, here we have prepositions with 2 words or prepositions with 3 words. We are going to review both of them. And well, for this example we are going to use according to as an example of 2 words preposition. So according to this complex preposition introduce a source of a reference point for information or opinions. This example will be according to the weather forecast it will be sunny tomorrow. We use at the beginning of the sentence according to, and then we can check in addition to, that is a preposition with 3 words. This complex preposition is used to introduce an additional element for items. An example will be, in addition to study math, I also take piano lessons. If you're an English learner as me, and if you want to learn how to use complex prepositions, an advice that I can give you in this tutorial is translate it. For example, according to de acuerdo a in my language. And another example will be because of, porque, and all that stuff translated like in a literal way will help you while you are doing your sentences in an essay or if you are only talking. And then you have to pay attention in the context. For example, if you are using some sentences, you have to check the context that they are or you are talking to or you are going to, and try to use them appropriately. Then you can familiarize with many complex prepositions by talking and get used to talk with them and read many books as you want and identify the complex prepositions that you can read. This will help you choose the most appropriate complex prepositions for every situation that you want. In all the topics in English you have to practice, but in this case you have to practice a lot. Get used to use the words and expand your vocabulary. This will be my advice. You just have to read a lot and have a lot of patience because this topic will require it. And then, as you may remember, our third topic is relative and participle clauses, and we are going to see what it is about. Well, first we are going to review the relative clauses. The relative clauses are used to provide additional information about a noun in a sentence. They begin with the relative pronouns like who, whom, which, whose, or that. Here is how they work. As you may see in the image, we use those phrases at the beginning of the sentence. The first one I'm going to talk to you about is who, that we use to refer to people. One example will be the boy who will lose the contest is my friend. The second one is which, and we use which when we want to refer to things or animals. For example, the picture which I took yesterday, it was pretty good. The third one that we are going to review is whose, that indicates possessions or relationships. One example will be the boy whose friend is a teacher is so smart. And finally we use that refer to people and things, both of them. One example is the gym that I want to go is near my house. And the structure of relative clauses is this one that you are watching on the screen. Well, an advice that I can give you is just practice a lot, because in my personal experience I use it a lot every day, especially that topic is the one that I use the most. And also which, when I want to ask something to my teacher, for example, which page are we working on or something like that. You just need to memorize each word that I just gave it to you. For example, who used to refer to people, which used to refer to things or animals, whose indicates positional relationships, or that can refer to people or things. Just memorize that. And then we are going to talk about participle clauses. Participle clauses use present or past participle to provide additional information about the subject of a sentence, and I'm going to give you some examples. For example, when you use ing, you use it because you want to describe an action happening at the same time as the main verb. An example is walking down the street, I saw my friend. But if you want to use the ed or irregular form of the past participle, this is when you want to describe an action that happened before the main verb. An example would be tired from the long day. She went to bed early. And 3 tips I can give you is understand the noun. The second one will be using different relative pronouns, and third one is paying attention to the verb. And finally, our last topic, the reported speech. The reported speech is a way that someone can report what someone has said. It's commonly used in conversation, storytelling, and with summarizing what others have said. In this tutorial, you will explore the basic rules and structures of the reported speech. Well, when you use reported speech, the verb tense will always change. Here is a chart that will help you to identify the tenses that you will need to see. I found some examples and I will explain to you. The first one is in present simple. Well, in past simple, I like chocolate. Becomes he said that he liked chocolate. Present continuous, past continuous, I'm studying. Becomes she said that she was studying. Present perfect to past perfect. I have finished my homework. Becomes he said that he had finished his homework. And past simple, past perfect. I went to the park. Becomes she said that she had gone to the park. In the recorded speech, the verb usually moves back one tense. Also in the recorded speech, pronouns and time expressions may also change, and here are some examples. For example, he or she becomes him or her. I love ice cream becomes she said that she loved ice cream. This or this becomes that or those. This is my book becomes he said that that was his book. In conclusion, the recorded speech allows us to communicate what others have said in our own words. This is a very important topic that you must learn, a special topic in my opinion. I hope you guys like this tutorial of how to learn many skills in English, and I have a question for you for a challenge. If you guess how many times I changed my cap, comment it below and we are going to check it in the next video. Thank you guys, see you.